Tonight, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are readying subpoenas in case former President Biden's White House physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, and 4 key staffers don't agree to a request for congressional interviews by the Thursday deadline.
But nobody voted for Jill Biden. It's not that Jill Biden or the First Lady in general should have no authority to do anything. They do things. They pick their pet projects and they do those things. But nobody votes for the president so that the vice president can run cabinet meetings, especially when the president himself hadn't run a cabinet meeting, at least a public one, in 11 months. So again, there is something sticky here because now there's so much evidence that none of this made sense. For God's sakes, Jake Tapper even wrote a book about it. Here's Bret Baier on Fox talking about how there's going to be some subpoenas involved. And eventually, this is why I think they will all start turning on each other because nobody wants to be the last guy in Dodge.
Capitol Hill, House Republicans are escalating their pursuit of answers about then-President Biden's health and an alleged cover-up by those close to him. Subpoenas are being prepared, and they could include the former president's family. Here's senior national correspondent Aisha Hasni.
Tonight, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are readying subpoenas in case former President Biden's White House physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, and 4 key staffers don't agree to a request for congressional interviews by the Thursday deadline. The committee is investigating the Biden administration's use of the auto pen to sign pardons and executive orders, some still being challenged in court. Chairman James Comer tells Fox the committee could even call in former First Lady Jill Biden, the president's son Hunter, and former White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
All right, so things are starting to happen. We might get a resurgence of Karine Jean-Pierre. That'll be good for views. But look, Kevin O'Connor, the doctor, we've talked about him before, and if you didn't see my episode with Dr. Drew Pinsky a couple weeks ago, we got into some of it as it pertained to the prostate cancer screening and how it really doesn't make sense that he has this Gleason score, very late stage prostate cancer with nobody knowing. There's some arguments about whether you test someone at 70, but the idea that the president wasn't getting the blood test, the PSA blood test, is basically, as Drew said, it's basically complete nonsense, that this just appeared out of nowhere. So either this guy was completely negligent or was hiding information or outright lying when it came to giving the president's health reports. The other thing is we all know that something's been wrong with Joe Biden cognitively. So again, did I somehow magically, just from watching videos, could see the same thing you saw and was like, oh, there's probably something wrong with this guy and he should be on medication. This guy either didn't see it or hid it, or he was on medication and they didn't tell anybody. Like, there's a series of ways this all could have gone down, and maybe it's some combination thereof. But again, this is why the rats are eventually going to get off the ship, because nobody's going to want to be blamed for everything at the end. And that's all to the backdrop of the auto pen situation. This is really, and it's another reason why I think this thing might actually have some stickiness to it. This is probably the biggest political scandal. I think this might be the biggest political scandal in world history. We have no idea who the leader of the free world was for 4 years. And America really kind of went to during that period. And it was hidden from us. We were lied to about it. They now write books pretending, the very same people who hid it pretend that they had nothing to do with it. And in some sense, the media, here's a layer of it. The media, the Jake Tapper types, if they want to get off the hook on this as the media, well, then they're going to have to hook it on someone else. Well, who would you hook it on? You have to put it on the Biden people. And now with the Democrat Party in free fall, there's not going to be enough people to defend them. So I think this is just the beginning of finding out really what happened there. And we absolutely have to. Are you stuck in the yo-yo dieting cycle? You lose weight, gain it all back, plus a few extra pounds, then do it all over again? It's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Studies show that repeated weight fluctuations can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other serious health problems. That's why doctors created Lean, a supplement designed to help you lose weight and keep it off. Unlike injections, Lean is a natural science-backed formula that requires no prescription. It works by supporting healthy blood sugar levels, controlling appetite, and burning fat by converting converting it into energy. If you're tired of losing weight just to gain it right back and you're ready to lose weight at a healthy, sustainable pace, Lean was made for you. Get 20% off your first order with code Rubin20 at takelean.com. That's Rubin20 at takelean.com. Start your journey today.